We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerge from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence steps away to his left. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice throw right there. And, Charles, this is game number 2 in the NFL for this young rookie. His guys getting the victory last week, and he played pretty well by most accounts. Curious, what did you see?
I saw something similar to what you described, Brandon, because I saw a guy who looked the part, a guy who was in command, not just with the touchdown passes, but definitely looked to be in control of the offense as well. And you and I both know that's often uncommon for a rookie quarterback.
On the ball. 47 is the mic. I don't think you got it, son. Hey. You got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get that. Buzz. 27 mic.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. And that's complete to ETN out of the backfield. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 3rd and 2, now Lawrence. And Ingram hauls it in. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it first.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie corner, Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. This will be caught. Judy. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. So for this defense, a tall order ahead trying to defend against Russell Wilson. Charles, your keys for how they might go about keeping him in check?
Well, before we even get to the keys, let's start with the problems he presents, because he feels pressure so well. He's got a great sixth sense, maybe even a 7th and 8. He knows where the pressure's coming from. He knows how to slide away from it, sometimes run away from it, and then he finds good throwing lanes to deliver downfield. So to me, it's that pressure inside, big, tall guys to make him try and throw over them and make his height work against him.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the... ...28. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Going for it, here's Etienne. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with ETN. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Robinson, a 1st down and then some. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And finally down at the 36-yard line. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give to ETN running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Robinson. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play he did. So you've got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be...
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception. interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And some room to maneuver. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll run it now with Robinson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Wilson. Flushed out right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Anuakin. And the Jags are going to take possession as they get it at the 42-yard line. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. He'll get this off to ETN. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now Lawrence on first down. Man open, here is Jones. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Lawrence going to throw again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And that's complete. Albert Okuebunam. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first down, Wilson out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep, back over the middle. He's got a man, complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A huge play there for Denver. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit, because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by McManus is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So little by little, the better of these two sides starting to become more and more apparent.
3 points is not a knockout blow in the third quarter, but when the other guys haven't shown they can do anything, They don't have any points. This is looking pretty good. Maybe not a knockout blow, but a good stiff jab, that's for sure.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll start on the ground. ETN. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Flush to his right. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Lawrence finding some room at midfield, and he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The full start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the rookie corner, Pat Surtain. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On 3rd down, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And McManus able to put it through. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Lawrence. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Finds the open target, Arnold. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short.
Zebra. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Hey, watch your legs.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 30. And they get a 4th quarter pick. It is something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, Doc. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
He's checking crap. 4 down.
Here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Beck. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll make it 3rd down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Lawrence will throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Rolling to his right. That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Here we go. Spot. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. 14. Easy. Check. 44's mic. Check.
Wilson wants to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up and throws Sunday American. And the Jaguars force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. On play action, Lawrence. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Again, it's Lawrence. His throw caught right around the 6. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. They run. Robinson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they and a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for two. It wouldn't have mattered. The game was over, but they didn't get that two-point conversion.
I think trying to get the 2 points, that was for pride for them. But obviously the guys on the other side of the ball had some pride too. They stopped the 2-point play, even though, as you noted, it did not matter. So both teams battled to the end.
So for the Broncos, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.